everyone, and thanks for joining the show. And my name is Dr. Atousa Mahdavi. I practice holistic medicine in Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, and Orange County, California. I have been practicing holistic medicine for the last 25 years in a clinical setting, hands-on clinical setting. And I help people achieve their vitality, longevity, and optimal health through natural medicine. So the tools that I use are Ayurvedic medicine, functional medicine, yoga therapy, and mindset practices. I believe that health and wellness requires a holistic approach, and it's an ongoing process in which you look at your lifestyle, you look at your daily routines, you look at certain healthy habits and rituals like exercise, yoga, meditation, breath work. We look at your diet. And in that sense, it's a mind, body, spirit approach because we are all of that. We are not just the body, we're not just the mind, we're not just the spirit. So we need to have a holistic approach. Now, what got me started on this path, when I was up to the age of 4, when I was growing up, meaning when I was born all the way to 4 years old, our grandparents lived in the same house as we did from my mother's side. And I got very close to my grandpa, and we were very close, and he used to feed me. I was like always a lot of times home with my grandparents alone. And I loved him. It was a wonderful bond, very close to each other. And one morning when I was 4 years old, I saw my family in his room, and he was laying on his bed and he was motionless. So to make the story short, he had passed away. But as a 4-year-old, I had no understanding of what's going on. Nobody told me what's going on. And that sense of loss without any explanation, and the fact that we can die, brought this awareness about life, health, death. And this deep sense of curiosity made me want to learn and made me want to know what's going on with the human body, what's going on with health, what causes death, what causes disease. So things like that kept on happening as I was growing up. Then my grandma, who had rheumatoid arthritis, I would watch her as she would rub her joints with these ointments, take her medication. And I was 6 years old, and I would ask her if, what's going on and if I could help her. I would just get the cream and rub her hands, rub her joints and her body. And pretty soon she would be asking for it. And later on, my dad lifted up the same grandma because she had to go to a hospital, etc., and threw out a disc. By this time, I was 12 years old. And so then I was working on my dad, on his back, walking on his back, using my hands, etc. So when I was in college and had to decide what I was going to study, I picked chiropractic because it really resonated with me. But as a chiropractor, as I was getting all kinds of patients with all kinds of ailments, I realized that chiropractic wasn't enough. So then I went and I got certified in functional medicine and integrative medicine, which is nutrition based on blood work and diet. It's a holistic approach. And then later on, a health condition, I had developed neck pain as a result of, I guess, chiropractic, but there was an emotional component to it. I discovered yoga, so I started practicing yoga and went to India. So my journey took me to India, where I learned about Ayurvedic medicine. As I was getting certified as a Hatha yoga teacher, I learned about Ayurvedic medicine. So when I came back to the US, I went back to school, studied Ayurveda for 3 years. By this time, I was a master Hatha yoga teacher. So all of these tools in my toolbox gave me this complete package of being able to address the body, the mind, and the spirit. And it's been very effective. Now, going back to my sense of curiosity as a 4-year-old, when I lost my grandpa, this realization of our mortality, during the pandemic has become really apparent. We have realized our mortality. There is fear, there is uncertainties, there is economical stress, there is stress socially, family-wise, as we bunker down in our homes and we're socially distancing and we're not going to work, financial difficulties, etc. And that stress and that fear emotionally and mentally can actually worsen our immune system. What is interesting is that you don't hear any medical authority on the news talk about your immune system. You don't hear anybody talk about your health. And the fact that most people who are dying from COVID-19 and this viral pandemic have comorbidities, they have secondary conditions. They are already sick with some underlying chronic condition. But nobody talks about prevention, and nobody talks about how someone with a healthy immune system, someone who doesn't have diabetes, someone who doesn't have hypertension and other chronic conditions, autoimmune diseases, asthma, etc., can actually catch the flu and get rid of it, meaning overcome it and heal from it. So how do we survive a viral pandemic? The way we survive a viral pandemic is the way we survive a health pandemic. We've been having a health pandemic for decades in this country because our healthcare system is really not a healthcare system. It's a sick care system. You wait until you have some sickness or ailments, and then you go to doctors and they simply give you pills or offer a vaccine, etc. But nobody talks about a healthy diet. Nobody is looking at how your lifestyle can help you prevent not only from chronic conditions, but also a virus, or even if you catch a virus, that you can actually survive it. So what you want to do is to make sure that your daily routines are set, that you set aside the time to exercise. Exercise can enhance your immune system. It can lower the stress hormones. And by lowering the stress hormone, it helps you cope better. It helps you be at an optimal level physiologically, hormonally speaking, when we talk about cortisol as a stress hormone. That can reduce oxygenation in your circulation when you have too much cortisol. It can also increase your blood pressure, which by itself is a problem. And we know that this COVID-19 causes hypoxia, lowered level of oxygen. And so if you do not exercise, if you stay up at night late and stay in bed late, you're throwing out your circadian rhythm, which has a lot to do with the levels of cortisol, with the levels of melatonin. And by the way, melatonin, if you supplement low dosages of melatonin, enhances your immune system. It inhibits the virus SARS-CoV-2, or known as COVID-19, not to bind to your cell receptors, ACE2 receptor. So melatonin, vitamin C, vitamin D3, zinc, and selenium, there is ample research showing that it causes inhibition of replication of the virus, as well as inhibition of the proteins on the virus to attach to ACE2 receptor, which is basically the receptor on the human healthy cell that causes the virus to enter and basically insert its RNA and hijack the immune system. So it is really important for you to be supplementing with vitamin C every day, 2,000 milligrams for adults at least. If you have symptoms, you need to up that dosage to 4,000 to 6,000. This will help your immune system. It's not a cure, it helps your immune system. Vitamin D3, up to 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 can also help the immune system. It is a proven fact. Zinc and selenium, same thing. Melatonin. Now, quercetin is a supplement, but it's a bioflavonoid, is found in plants, So vegetables like red onion, apples, grapes, and blueberries, these are very high in the levels of quercetin. So have a more of a plant-based diet. Try to get organic. If you eat 2 meals a day during a pandemic, alternate fasting, first meal between 10 to 11, second meal between 5 to 7, and a healthy snack like fruits in between. Go to bed by 10 p.m. Wake up by no later than 7. This is where cortisol starts to go up, melatonin starts to come down. And so if you want more information, you can also go to my website, yourvitalitydoctor.com, and there is a free gift there that you can download on the website. Your free gift, there is a tab, you can download that, and it will talk about daily routines. It will talk about diet in the free gift. It's an ebook. So Your Vitality Doctor is spelled out, yourvitalitydoctor.com. You could have some resources there, and you could also contact me for a free consultation. And again, understanding that health is about prevention, that a healthcare is different from sick care, that your whole life has to be about having a lifestyle that is supportive of health and wellness, and that it is a lifelong commitment, a lifelong process, like eating less sugar, eating less refined foods, refined breads and carbohydrates. Now, vegetables, fruits, these are good for you. Lowering your levels of meat consumption, not completely getting rid of, but lowering the levels, making sure it's grass-fed. Again, if you need to contact me, yourvitalitydoctor.com. My name is Dr. Atousa Mahdavi. You can also contact my office, 310-289-9770 for a free 20-minute strategy health consultation. It was lovely to be here, and I wish you all the blessings and health and wellness. You need to take care of yourself and not fear, and don't have any fear. Don't be stressed out. You can take care of your body, and it will take care of you.